Well, the sun is beginning to set, but the action is just about to begin here at the La Hocketa Recreation Ground. It's Ascension Football Tournament action, and we're expecting a cracker of matches. We've got two big games coming up today, one at 6 p.m. AC Port of Spain against Cunupia FC, and at 8 p.m. Tilmanix La Hocketa Rangers. They're going to be coming up against Deportivo Point Fortin. It's a nice golden sunset, and it's warm, it's humid, and good conditions for football. Brent Sancho, a resident weatherman, is here with me. What do you make of the conditions?
I'm not sure about resident weatherman, but of course this is the type of conditions you like to play football in. It's slightly humid, but nice and cool enough, of course, for footballers to stretch their lungs a bit. We talked a little bit about the pitch last week, and of course how wet it was. The ball was pushing through quite well. Today is a little bit different. Of course, a little bit dry on the surface, maybe a little bit more difficult with the whizzing of the passes. However, two fabulous games on show for us here tonight, and I'm sure our fans are certainly looking forward as we are.
Yeah, we're talking about the big games. We've got the big one at 8 p.m. Of course, that is the top of the table clash. Tilmanix La Hocketa Rangers, they're going to be coming up against Deportivo Point Fortin. And, nobody seems to be able to stop them at the moment, La Hocketa Rangers. Point Fortin, they've got a big task ahead of them.
Yeah, certainly a big task ahead of them. They have a lot of household names within their squad. We talked a lot about it. Andre Etienne. Of course, we see the return of Nathaniel Garcia, of course, brother of Levi, and of course, Judah Garcia, part of the squad. A good team. They seem to be getting a bit of stride. I think if anyone was to stop La Hocketa Rangers, it may be Deportivo. I think this game tonight will be an absolute cracker, James.
Yeah, and they're just running into a bit of form. Let's talk about the opening game, and AC Port of Spain. They're going to be coming up against Cunupia FC. And let's take a look at the standings real quickly to see where these teams are in the standings. We spoke about where La Hocketa is. They're sitting pretty on the top of the standings. Well, look, just below them, Police FC and Cunupia. They're like Pac-Man, waiting to punks, waiting to eat. And then we look at our first game today, Cunupia FC. They're in third position, but they're coming up against AC Port of Spain, who've only lost one match, believe it or not. They've drawn the majority of their matches.
Yeah, they've drawn 3 of their games. Of course, a team that seemed to be in the ascendancy. They're playing good football. They just have not been able to get that 3 points. Of course, they are going to be coming up against Cunupia FC. I believe that this game is pivotal for both teams, and for obvious reasons. I think Cunupia FC on 9 points would feel that they have what it takes to challenge the leaders, Tilmanix La Hocketa Rangers. And AC Port of Spain would like to turn some of these ties into wins and start climbing up the table.
Well, I spoke about Pac-Man earlier on, and they've got a Pac-Man who's scoring goals for fun. Kevin Showtime Woodley. How can you stop Showtime Woodley in this type of form?
Well, of course, that man has been known throughout Trinidad and Tobago for his football, his scoring prowess, his talent, his ability. What he does is a one-man wrecking ball when it comes to, of course, forward play. And I think today, if AC Port of Spain is to be successful, they are going to have to stop that man, Kevin Woodley.
Yeah, well, we asked a lot of questions, and some of them were answered by Cunupia FC coach earlier today.
Well, we are joined here by Coach Michael Defoe, coach, of course, of Cunupia FC. Coach, this afternoon's encounter, a pivotal one for Cunupia FC, challenging leaders, of course, Tilmanix La Hocketa Rangers. How do you see this one unfolding?
It's going to be an interesting game. Of course, both teams coming to get the W. Both teams are Pro League teams. So it should be a very interesting encounter. Of course, we have something we plan, and I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, we're coming ready. Yeah.
Well, of course, a disappointing result, the only one against Police FC. You've bounced back since then. What do you think was the difference in the two games? Of course, a loss against Police FC and then a follow-up with a win.
Well, I want to say kudos to the league. I think in actuality, it was just one of those games that, you weren't at your best, and yeah.
Some, of course, experienced campaigners within your squad. How vital have they been to Cunupia FC so far in terms of where they are on the table?
Well, actually, we're not at, I wouldn't say we're at 80%. So they kind of toe in the line until the rest of the guys come in, and that's really, really, really important.
Well, of course, congratulations on what you've achieved so far. All the best in this afternoon's game, and we look forward to seeing you later on.
Thanks a lot.
Well, he's certainly keeping his cards close to his chest. Of course, the coach of Cunupia FC, Mr. Michael Defoe. AC Port of Spain, although they're languishing in 8th position in the league, they've drawn 3 of their matches. They've just lost 1 match, and against a tough defense force team. What is missing? What is the key ingredient that's missing from this team to get wins?
Well, I think one of the things that they will have to focus on today is the way they attack. They have to play on the front foot. They have some dynamic players within their ranks, making sure that they get those players in the right positions so they can have an impact in the game. I think if that happens for them, and of course they keep the back door shut, they have every reason to push on to get 3 points.
Che Benny, he's been influential in this team. They've also got the addition of Mikel Poon Algaron. He's come into the squad with national experience as well. How key are these players for this team?
I think Che Benny is a type of player that could influence any game, and if they can get him on the right side, as I mentioned before, he's one of those that can get into pockets, play in the pockets, play clever passes forward, of course, and use those types of passes to create, of course, scoring opportunities. If he's on his game today, that is good news for AC Port of Spain, but it's important that they find him in the right positions on the park for him to have some sort of impact in the game.
Cunupia FC, AC Port of Spain. I'm not usually a man for predictions, Brent Sancho, but what kind of match can we expect in this game?
Well, I think it's all about Kevin Showtime Woodley and whether or not he has a quiet game, or of course his typical fiery type of game that he's brought so far at the Ascension tournament. There's not many defenses in the Ascension have been able to stop him so far. If AC Port of Spain is to keep him quiet, and as I mentioned, they get the likes of Che Benny and Punanjanon on the football, then I think the game could swing towards AC Port of Spain. But I think the favour seems to be moving towards Cunupia away, 9 points, 1 point away. If they win this game, they will be sitting on top of the table when Terminix La Hoqueta Rangers is to take on Deportivo. So for them, added incentive, and that might just be enough to push Cunupia in that direction.
Yeah, and of course, we're on week 5. Who would believe we've already on week 5, and it's been a phenomenal atmosphere here in La Hoqueta Ascension football. The tournament so far, has it surprised you in terms of what has gone on so far?
Yeah, it's been good football so far, and I think what we've been seeing has been building up, and it seems every week the football is getting a lot better.
All right, then, well, let's see what AC Port of Spain coach had to say earlier on.
We're joined here this afternoon by Walt Noriega, head coach of AC Port of Spain. Of course, coach, not the kind of start you'd have wanted, 3 draws, but on the flip side of it, they've only had 1 defeat so far. Coming into today's fixture, what do you think is the main ingredient to get you over those 3 draws and get you 3 points?
Today we're looking at the attacking side of it. I believe if we take our chances, we should prosper well in today's game.
Of course, Cunupia FC, one of the teams that's been doing quite well in the tournament so far. Where do you see Cunupia's FC main danger lies for AC Port of Spain?
We've looked at Cunupia FC and we basically know the threat of Cunupia. Their main target is, everyone knows Showtime. They're going to Showtime a lot. We worked on it this whole weekend training, how to neutralize that threat, and I believe the boys are up and ready for the challenge.
Of course, here at La Hoqueta, it's a very tight field. The midfield will be very important today. How do you see, of course, AC Port of Spain capturing the middle of the park?
Well, to me, it's a nice opportunity because the pitch small. It will help in terms of the boys' fitness and the time pressure we want to put on Cunupia today. So, to me, it works in our favor, the small pitch today.
Well, of course, this afternoon is an important fixture for you. All the best, Coach Noriega. And, of course, we're looking forward to seeing today's contest.
Thanks a lot, no problem.
Well, we heard from the coach. We take a break, and when we come back, football action here in La Hoqueta.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for the carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What, you want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 6...
The grass is green, the afternoon it's beautiful, and Cunupia FC will take on AC Port of Spain here at the Lakota Recreation Ground. Welcome everybody to Sportsmax coverage of the Ascension Football Tournament Week 5. It's been an exciting tournament so far. Today, the team in 3rd position, Cunupia, taking on the team in 8th position, AC Port of Spain. Just one loss each for either team, but they're finding themselves on different ends of the table spectrum. James Saunders is my name. I'm joined by Brent Sancho, former World Cup and TNT international defender. Exciting match to be expected.
Yeah, certainly an exciting match, of course, as it relates to the table where Cunupia FC sits. A win today will put them on top of the table before, of course, Terminix La Hoqueta Rangers takes on Deportivo Point Fortin. Both teams have been showing some signs of improvement and settling down. I think Cunupia may feel that they have the X factor in Kevin Showtime Woodley.
Well, the music has already been pumped up to capacity. Earlier on, we saw the teams warming up. Che Benny in the mix, Mikel Poon Algarandi, former Argentine-based midfielder. He is in the lineup as well for AC Port of Spain, who have bolstered their squad. Coming up against Cunupia FC, that includes the likes of Kevin Showtime Woodley. Lots of work to beat these guys in goal. Just making sure that the handling and the execution is right. In a few minutes from now, we will have the lineups of both these teams, and then we will introduce the teams out onto the field. Certainly been 5 phenomenal weeks of football here in Trinidad and Tobago, and it has progressed really quickly from no football to a blockbuster of sorts every Friday and every Saturday evening.
Yeah, well, you have to be impressed with what you have seen so far by the players. Of course, 2 years off due to the pandemic, and now, of course, trying to find their foot. I must admit, James, the football has been improving every single week. Players are starting to find their rhythm, of course, and starting, of course, to find their sweet spot, as they say in the sport. Certainly for this tonight's encounter, both games very, very critical as it relates to the table. Certainly some household names as it relates to Trinidad and Tobago footballers is on show here tonight, and I expect an exciting afternoon of football.
All the music, well, synonymous with activity here in Trinidad and Tobago. This game, of course, being played at the Lakota Recreation Ground, located in East Trinidad, surrounded by the Northern Range that you see in your background. Beautiful site, beautiful venue. And I tell you, in just a few minutes, expect this facility to be crammed to capacity. It's what we've seen all tournament so far. So it has been a quite interesting tournament, one that was dominated by Terminix La Hoqueta Rangers. And you can just see in your picture the teams making their way onto the field. Jassy McDonald would lead the referees contingent for this one. And he's assisted by Kurt Charles and Jordan Cox. And Cunupia in the black, led by the captain, Kevin Showtime Woodley. Lots of goals expected from him. So the men in white lead the men in black, and the men in yellow. AC Port of Spain wearing yellow this time around. Cunupia forced into the black kit as the away team. Kevin Showtime Woodley, how good has he been in this tournament?
Yeah, certainly has found a lot of form in this tournament so far. Has always been a handful for defenses. And of course, one of those players that could win a football match. It must be mentioned as well, Trevon Caesar, another former national player, will be joining them in the attack.
Well, here are your lineups today. And Cunupia FC, Keon Daniel, the former TNT international, would cement the middle of the park. Mensa Maestro, the Ghanaian defender, he would be expected to perform defensive duties. Kevon Woodley is joined in attack by Trevin Caesar, and they've got the usual cast alongside them that will be expected to provide lots of depth in their squad. Michael Defoe is the coach of this team.
Of course, expecting to play in a 4-3-3 system, Cunupia FC. Should be a lot of attacking power there.
Well, a change in goalkeeping for AC Port of Spain. Jadel Poon-Lewis has been replaced by Rogrello Holder. But they've got lots of quality in the team. Karim Eastman in defense. Michael Poon Algaron played football in Banfield in Argentina, 4 caps with the national team. He's been slotted into a midfield position, and he will join Che Benny to lead the attack together with Jahim McPhee. Gilbert Bato is the coach of this team, father of former TNT international Sheldon Bato and Tiana Bato in the women's circuit. Lots expected from this squad, AC Port of Spain. They're going to be looking for their first win in the competition.
Yeah, it'd be critical how they start here. They would want to play on the front foot as well. We talked about the attacking prowess of Cunupia FC, but certainly some names that should be mentioned within the AC Port of Spain ranks. Shea Benny, as you mentioned, Punanjanon, another player who we expect to have an impact. And of course, McPhee up front, standouts in the SSFL. Let's see how their transition to the big man football, as we call it in Trinidad and Tobago, how that goes for them.
Oh, he's got limited time to adjust, as a big game expected, as Cunupia FC will take the early possession. Well, they gave that right away to AC Port of Spain, who will look to launch the first attack. And already charging forward, he's gone past 2, and he's gone to ground. No whistle, might just have lost his footing there. But a good start, a start of intent from AC Port of Spain. Sean Bonval already showing what he can do with the happy feet. So if you just joined us, this is the Ascension Football Tournament. AC Port of Spain in yellow against Cunupia FC. Well, the shouts are a handball, and spotted a bit belatedly by the referee, but finally he concedes. And the guilty man, Jahim McPhee, lots expected from him today.
Yeah, certainly a lot is expected. Stand out at St. Anthony's College. Now, of course, playing here with AC Port of Spain. Nice target type forward. James, good with both feet. Has a little additional burst of speed that can elude defenders. Gonna have to keep an eye on him.
Oh, that's a good turn, and a foul committed. Taken quickly by Poon Algaron. And here's Bonval. So a happy feed from him earlier. Tried to carve out a chance for McPhee. Well cut out. Well, they're certainly pressing down the right-hand side. This time, Bonval can't keep it in. Well, it's just been mere minutes going in this match, but most of the attacking intent has certainly come from the team in yellow. Throw. Does find his target. Won by Poon Algaron. That's just sloppy with possession. Gifting it back to Cunupia. Mensah sends it long. Long searching ball, trying to find Bonval, well cut out. And that's, well, he spoke about big man football earlier on. And he got some big man treatment there, Jahim McPhee.
There's good awareness by him. Was able to pounce upon that errant pass. Certainly has the ability to create and also to score.
Well, can they open up an attacking opportunity? They've bossed the ball so far in the opening minutes. Here's the captain, Sion Thomas. No risk taken. Looking for Bonval. Well cut out. Final touch might have come off of Kian Daniel, so it will be AC Port of Spain's ball. Here's Shaquille Edwards. Cut out. Shea Benny. Oh, he's gone past one. Easy like that. Picks out Bonval. He's got 3 to aim at inside the area. Can he find one of them? Oh, that's well cleared away. Keon Daniel. Oh, that's a good ball to Chevin Caesar, but the flag comes up. Has to go anyway. Tries to get that leg swinging. I reckon you'd see more like that from the Chevin Caesar, the 32-year-old.
It was an intelligent run coming off the flank, trying to get in behind the AC Port of Spain defense. Just timing of it by the pass inside by Keon Daniel may have been a little bit off. But it's the type of run you would expect to see from Caesar. Clever, direct, and of course the type of run that would get him in behind. He has the pace, certainly does.
Well, he's known as a speed merchant in his early days. Oh, that's a good pass. Has it got them some joy? Well headed away. And, well, a bit illegally as well. Against Cunupia FC. As Chevin Caesar finds himself at the end of a rogue tackle. You'll have to rub that off. Well, Punangaran is known more for his silky skills and tackling. Putting in a heavy one. Here's Daniel. Oh, that's a good pass from Daniel. Opening the door, but maybe too long. And that just goes out of possession. It's been a story so far for Cunupia FC. It's only 6 minutes gone, but they haven't really connected the dots in terms of build-up.
I think as well, James, the tempo of the game has been quite slow by Cunupia. They seem to be almost in cruise control. And I was expecting them to be a bit more the aggressor, simply because of what's at stake. A win tonight in this fixture, and they would be 2 points clear of Terminex La Hoqueta Ranger, who's next to play.
Certainly would put pressure on the leaders if Cunupia were to get a win. Would leapfrog La Hoqueta and Police FC. Tied with Police on 9 points. Here comes the Yellow Army. Finding Poon. Oh, he's shown good feet. Benny trying to switch the point of the attack. Found his man. And can he get something? Well, easy for the goalkeeper. Nice communication there. Just saying keep calm. Got discovered. Kevin Graham, of course, in goal for Cunupia. Veteran goalkeeper Kevin Graham. Well, he's run himself into some trouble. And Cunupia tried to wiggle their way out of it. And they're pushing forward with space on the right side to get a good cross in. Well, it's too easy in the end for Cian Thomas, the captain. Win it back though, Caesar. And for the second time in this match, he's gone to ground. This time the whistle sounds. Certainly not giving him any space, Chevin Caesar. Here's Woodley. Can't get it past the captain. It's only as far as Caesar. It's back with Cunupia. Lacked a bit of quality in the final third in the opening minutes. And again, this time, attack comes to naught. And Bonval presses forward. Can he keep it in? He's done well. And well, he's saying that he was pushed, and the referee's assistant agrees with that assessment. So it will be a free kick. Well, he just looking some discomfort, doesn't he? Bonval. He's I'm not sure if he's holding his neck or his eyes, but
It looked like he was grabbed around the neck, almost police arrest style.
he's also lucky to get out of the way of that Kung Fu challenge that came in.
I think he has a couple love marks left behind.
Well, he takes his time to adjust as Benny swings this in, and it's away by Kevon Woodley. Coming back to help his team defend. Eastman pongs this one long into the area, looking for Algaron. Here's Jaheim. Che Benny. Oh, he's got the dancing feet. Opens up the park. And well, that's good work from the defensive team. Putting pressure, Stephen Julian. Well, Julian, he looks eager, up for this challenge. Can they find a way through the sea of yellow? Well, not this time. That's easily cut out. McPhee into Benny, linking up well. Oh, Benny giving the man the wrong address, and well, he found the wrong address with the shot, but certainly entertained the crowd.
It's a good bit of skill there by that man, Che Benny. He did load up the left foot as we look at it here. Cuts inside, leaves his man for dead, but on the weaker right foot, just couldn't find it past Graham. Needed a little bit of direction.
Looking for Woodley, does find Woodley, easily taken away from him. Well, they'll tussle for this one. Trevin Caesar, helped out by Woodley. Yes, Captain Thomas gets past him. Keon Daniel gets involved, and here's Trevin Caesar. Well, he certainly sliced open the chance for himself like butter, but in the end, some good defending took it away.
Yeah, he tracked his man all the way through there. That man in your picture, Punanjanon. It's good defensive work. Following all the way through. I think Caesar may have felt he had a step on him there, but he wasn't able to get a shot. He didn't even get a corner out of it. So good defensive play.
Well, they're pressing them high now, and well, illegally as well this time around. But they're not allowing them to build up out of the back. Philip taking no prisoners, as they say. That's a different approach from what we saw in the opening few minutes, where they allowed them to build up in their third. Here's Thomas. Angeron. This time being allowed to build up. And again, it's that man in the far corner. Doesn't allow it to get past him. This is long. And he's appealing for a corner. The referee's assistant says it is. The referee says it isn't. So he's vetoed the decision.
I think he may have had a case there for a corner.
Well, again, they're getting space to build up. Yes, Shea Benny. Well, he's been sizzling since every time he's touched the ball today. And they press forward. Can they find space down the left side? Not this time. It's one back by Benny. Well, he's a national youth football star, Che Benny. Also played with St. Anthony's College in the SSFL. That's well cut out. But he's looking for movement. And couldn't pick out Bonval this time around. Just a bit of quality lacking in the final third of this match. Decent build-up play in the middle. Not finding that killer pass just yet. Shea Benny perhaps carving out the best chance. Well, this could open up here, and it's a shot, and well,
Could be dangerous.
oh, Showtime keeps it alive, and well, you expect better from him, and he just couldn't pin the donkey's tail when presented with the opportunity, but a harmless-looking chance in the end, and it fell to one man you'd expect to hit the target, Chevin Caesar, but not this time.
But when the shot came in, initially nice layoff there by Woodley. And of course, a cracker there by Allen. You thought there, Showtime when they put it in the back of the net, but he was trying to be the server. Just couldn't find the net, Caesar.
Or maybe this time, well, they've won a corner, and again, Allen is creating all sorts of disruption. And well, he's had a tough time. He's done well, he's kept it out though.
Yeah, he's kept it out, and I thought Caesar maybe could have taken a touch, James, and pick his corner, rushed it a bit, leaning back, always was going to go over the bar. He'd be disappointed in that one.
All hands on deck as the yellow shirts are forced to defend. Shea Benny helping out his captain, Sean Thomas and company. Well, the attacks have been rare, Cunupia, but they've certainly opened up the best chance of the match so far inside the 60th minute. And they do more damage from this corner. Well, did get ahead, but not the direction he was looking for. He's dangerous. Here's Benny. Just seems to be occupying that free role in the middle, Shea Benny. Seen him on the right, seen him through the middle. That time operating out of the left. Bonval. Good defending. Here's Keon Daniel. Chance opening up, looking for Woodley. Might have been offside. Oh, that's a good turn from McPhee. And he gets Bonval going down the right-hand side, but his touch in the end too heavy. And the chance comes to naught.
I think that sums up the first 15 minutes or so we've seen, James. They're just lacking a little bit of quality, both teams, especially in their respective attacking thirds. You expect to see a little bit more guile and creativity. It's been met with rashness in some occasions, and in some occasions just poor decision making. If both teams can find that quality, certainly would give them the advantage. We've seen some decent midfield play so far. Both teams trying to build and pass the ball around. But is that quality in the attacking third that's eluded both?
Well, here's a man who can produce quality, Chevin Caesar. And this time, pass is cut out. Has won a corner though. Hasn't quite connected in attack, but he certainly has been lively and created some moments of danger. Played in the USL with Sacramento Republic. He also has 15 caps for the national senior team. He scored 4 goals, Chevin Caesar. And here's another man who's played all over in the MLS with the Philadelphia Union, Keon Daniel. Oh, he's found Woodley, and well, somehow, some way that was kept out. But I think everybody wants to see that again. Hands on the head. Everybody knows that that came very close. Kadeem Graham and Kevon Woodley.
Was a good whipped ball into the box. And did it that man there. I tell you what, Woodley was not far off at all. I think the goalkeeper was well beaten there. Counting his luck.
Well, it's another chance to whip in a dangerous service. Well, he's found a black shirt and a shot, spinballing around, and this time they get it home. And, well, it's the sky blue. Well, Kevin Woodley, he scores, that's what he does. And again, he gets on the score sheet to give Cunupia FC the lead against AC Port of Spain.
Well, it was just sloppy all the way around by AC Port of Spain. They never really cleared their lines. And of course, that allowed for the ball to finally get to that man, Kevin Showtime Woodley. We talked about him leading into this one and how dangerous he is in front of goal. Certainly showed that today. Poor clearance there for Mensa. He initially got a shot blocked. Look how many yellow shirts are just standing around. Nice dink ball by Allen. Good vision. Woodley with the easiest of tasks to tap it into the back of the net with the forehead. Tell you what, he's in red hot form here in this Ascension tournament.
Well, he's 35 years old, and if you can keep up this rate of scoring, he might just get 35 goals in this competition. Two-time club championship winner, Kevin Woodley. Also a TNT Beach Soccer International. One thing that he has done consistently throughout his career is find the back of the net. So Cunupia FC lead by 1-0. Here's Woodley. But there's a reason he scores Showtime. He has a bag of tricks. Couldn't pull one out this time, but certainly has won a corner for his team.
I tell you what, he's a situation with the national team, of course, lacking that goal-scoring threat at the international level. You have to wonder if Coach Anglesive is looking past the age factor with Kevin Showtime Woodley and may insert him into the upcoming Nation League games. He certainly deserved it in what we've seen so far from him. A national call-up, that is.
Kian Daniel again looking for Woodley. This time the goalkeeper intercepts the threat. I think he made a good point though, Brent Sancho. I'm sure his fans won't disagree. Fans of the Ascension tournament wouldn't. Well, can AC Port of Spain respond? Looking for a chance of their own. Well, it's a man, what's the most unusual clearance I've seen in quite a while, but they managed to keep it. Yes, Benny. McPhee, Poon Algaron trying to keep possession. He has done so. Nice link-up play. And perhaps a bit too straight, but Benny
I tell you what.
down. And
I tell you what.
not interested in that. Referee Jassy. And some sections of the Cunupia bench, you feel that a bit of simulation was involved from Che Benny.
Well, he made a dart and run into the box there. We see a little movement of the shirt, James.
Yeah, the hand just came across him there. I don't think there was much to give a call. Brandon Semper, of course, the offending party. Perhaps a bit lucky as well. Can they find Bonval? Well, they have. And this pass is wayward. Cunupia FC looking to add more to the 1-goal advantage that they've got. They've lost it. Here's Benny. Oh, that's a good-looking service, looking for Bonval. And well, just eluded McPhee, but Bonval keeps it in. Oh, they create something dangerous. Again, just across the area. Cesar clears. Kian Daniel can't get it away. They're knocking. Huffing and puffing. Looking for McPhee, and well, he has a snatch at it. Came much closer to our cameraman than the goal post.
They're starting to find a little bit of joy now, James. The AC Port of Spain team. Little flicks and tricks in the attacking third. Certainly not short of confidence. If they could, of course, turn this little spell of pressure into a goal, I think the coaching staff and all of the AC Portishead will be over the moon.
Well, this time the decision goes against them. And Cunupia will have an opportunity to get a breather. Haven't been under a sort of sorts in the last few minutes. Well, Cunupia has had a decent start in the tournament so far, sitting third position. Tied in 1 point with second place Police, just one behind leaders Terminex Rangers. AC Port of Spain still in search of their first win. Played 4 matches. They've only lost once though. They've gotten 3 draws, just missing something, some sort of ingredient.
Well, of course, what we've seen from them so far, as we see Coach Walt Noriega, of course, pondering his next move. But certainly what we've seen from AC Port of Spain so far would suggest that they have all the ingredients there to win football matches. Just seem to be lacking that little bit of quality in the attacking third. Decision making as well. And we've seen instances where passes could have been threaded through and instead a shot was taken. And I think in those sorts of situations, it could be the difference between winning 4 games or drawing 3 games.
Well, that's well intercepted. And well, he's gone to
I
ground
tell you.
in a bad area, and a chance could open up here for Port of Spain. And well, they came close, but again, couldn't find that bit of quality to hit the far corner.
That is a big, big chance. And I'm sure we'd certainly want that one back. Everything was done right there. McLean should have at least hit the target, James.
Well, Cunupia crying foul. That's the moment where it happened, and Puna Angeron.
He slips it there to McLean. I think that extra touch took him a little bit too wide and made the angle a lot more difficult than it should have been. As we see Coach Defoe, of course, probably asking what's gone wrong in the last 5 minutes or so. His team seemed to be up and comfortable, and now AC Port of Spain are certainly in the ascendancy.
Well, here's McLean looking for Bonval. Oh, that's a good
ball.
touch.
That's a good touch.
Oh, just coming closer. They're creating more and more chances, and they might just have gotten a touch because they're saying it's a corner. Kevin Graham doesn't seem to agree.
Well, it's a good ball over the top there, and of course he would have wanted to hit the target there, Bonval, but nevertheless it looked like he would have gotten a touch. So good run, get it in behind, blindsided run behind his defender, and a nice weighted pass over. A good period of pressure here for AC Port of Spain.
Well, if anybody can claw them back in this match after the destruction caused by that man, Kevin Woodley, would be Che Benny. His corner this time is flat. We'll have a second opportunity though. How good has this man been for Cunupia? Mensah, the Ghanaian, 2-time Ghanaian champion. Mensah for making the move to Trinidad and Tobago. And here's Benny. Oh, that's a dangerous one, and Hall, he got a touch on it, McPhee, but couldn't find the precision, but they're coming closer.
Yeah, certainly getting closer. Did everything right there. Good height, good ball in by Che Benny. Eluding his first man, and just right about there where he got the head on it. May have been slightly mistimed by fractions. They're certainly getting closer.
Well, anger on. A dangerous area. It's 1v1. Oh, he's done well and he's gone to ground. And, well, he's completing for a foul. I think the foul might have come a bit belatedly. Referee not sold. Here's Woodley. Tough tackle, but he has won a corner. So it's a situation like this that they were able to carve out their opening goal, Cunupia FC. And they get another bite. And again, it's that man, Keon Daniel, standing over it. 57 caps for the national senior team of Trinidad and Tobago. Scored 14 goals. Man from Tobago. Can he create a goal-scoring opportunity here? Whoa! Can't get them easier than that. And I'm sure Kevin Woodley would have been hoping he would have been at the end of that instead of the centre-back Mensah, not known for his goal-scoring prowess. And that, I guess, will continue.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how he missed that. I know there's a phrase in Trinidad of unscoring a goal. And might that just apply to Mensah's attempt on goal? Certainly the simplest of chances just to tap it in with the head. Well, I think any part of his body, to be fair, James, with the amount of time he had to do it.
Well, to be fair to him, he might just say, well, that's not his job description. Would have exceeded what his job requirements were if he had put it in. Well, Port of Spain make them pay though as we approach the half-hour mark. He's just dancing away, but he can't open up the Black Sea, but Che Benny can. And, well, that's well cut out in the end from Mensah. And just what he's been paid for. Oh, it's a foot race here. 1-1 by Cunupia. And abruptly lost because of good defending.
He's been quite lively, Alan, on both flanks.
Sure has.
I think what he would like to see from him is more of a finished product at the end of it. He's been obviously very workmanlike in his performance so far. But that finished product, that accurate cross or even a good shot on target, is just to see that a little bit more consistency from him.
Well, it's a breather. The players will get, albeit a very brief one. This play finally resumes. It's Thomas. And, oh, not well navigated the pass. Easily cut out. Caesar just swapped flanks. It's cross on the left now. Daniel can hold on. Punangaron. Bonval has been very lively today. And, well, he's got it to McPhee with space and time. And well, he's appealing for a handball. The referee doesn't think perhaps it's intentional. Did look a bit suspicious. This time, Showtime couldn't hang on. Well, they're just flying in with challenges now as the intensity increases. How about that from the yellow shirts of AC Port of Spain? Oh, that's clever. And has he been taken down again? No call from referee McDonald. Couldn't pick out Woodley. The pace of this game has certainly gone up a notch in the last few minutes.
Yeah, it has. And both teams now have trying to push and get players in behind. Certainly seen from an AC Port of Spain perspective, the midfield runners trying to break lines and get in behind the Cunupia FC rear guard. And we've seen some clever football like this from Cunupia FC. Tempo has raised, you're correct.
Well, the referee's assistant spotting something not quite his liking. And the free kick will be retaken. Oh, that's a reason right there. Kevin Woodley grounded. It's his goal that has Cunupia FC leading by 1-0. His 7th in the competition. Scored a brace last weekend, over the Easter weekend. And, well, he scored a hat-trick before that.
It's just a very difficult proposition for defenders. He's big, he's strong, he has a good turn of speed. Very, very clever. Of course, extremely experienced. And most importantly, James, he can find the back of the net at will.
That's a scary proposition for any defense. Anger on. Oh, that's a good touch of McPhee. Just couldn't make the angle for himself in the end, but he has won a corner.
And that's been the difference in the game. That little speck of quality that is needed to create a chance, to get a shot on target, and of course to put the ball into the back of the net. That's really been missing from AC Port of Spain. Their entry play hasn't been bad, their build-up play hasn't been bad at all. They're just lacking that little quality necessary.
Oh, Che Benny, anger on. This time his shot is cut out. Oh, man stays down. And
So Woodley.
yeah, seems in a spot of bother. He's been helping out with the defending quite often, Kevin Woodley, and this time, well, that man will have to come to his rescue as he remained down after the shot. It's a worrying sign every time you see a leading scorer on the ground.
Seems to be a little bit winded. Done very well there to block that shot by Punanjanon, but as I said, if AC Port of Spain can just find that little extra that is needed, I think they could safely see themselves get into the back end. Of course, Coach Defoe probably hoping, like many of the fans of Cunupia FC, that their leading talisman is okay. He looks okay, that's for sure.
Oh, nothing, some H2O won't fix. Reading an article today, doctor has been prescribing water, and he believes that it is a miracle cure for many things. Think about it, he said that many medication is taken with water. Maybe water might be the X factor.
Never thought of that one, James. I think it's a team shot. I mean, look at some water the next time I have a flu or a headache.
Oh, certainly.
I will certainly give my reports to you. Maybe we need to send it to that doctor.
But it has fixed Kevin Woodley, who is back on the field, albeit with a slight limp. To the left of your screen. Well, chance is opening up, and Woodley on par for his second, and he does get his second. Well, when you put them where the sun doesn't shine, you create nightmares for goalkeepers, and that's exactly what he did. It's a nightmare for that guy, as Cunupia FC have taken a 2-0 lead as Kevin Woodley has scored his 8th goal of the competition.
Well, if there was ever a signal sent by a player for a national team call-up, I think it has been sent by that man. Clever through pass there by Daniel. Look at this for a finish. Rootless. Into the roof of the net. Kevin Showtime Woodley, 2-0 to Cunupia.
Well, he's armed and he's dangerous. And, well, you'd need some bodyguards, the goalkeeper. You've seen 2 fly past him. And it has come from the very same man, Kevin Woodley. What a performance from him. 35 years old now, but he shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Is there to be a response from Port of Spain? We'll have to wait as Cunupia hold on to possession. That's away. Well, you can just feel the music pumping up. They're loving what they're seeing. And well, of course, never a shortage of support here in La Hocketa. Entertainment always on show.
The Ascension girls in full flight. That's short.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Short.
And Chevin Caesar could be in. He's gone past him. The touch a bit heavy. He's kept it alive though. And in the end, the chance has evaporated just as quickly as it has come. And Chevin Caesar, for all his industrious work, he's found goal scoring difficult tonight. Oh, it's been frustrating for him.
But you just feel that that second goal would have deflated any sort of chance that AC Port of Spain would have felt of getting back into this one. It's just almost against the run of play, I would suggest, James. When we thought that AC Port of Spain was starting to get a little bit of a hole in it, certainly in the middle of the park and other areas. And now, all of a sudden, instead of being 1-1, they're 2-0 down.
And just to think that a few moments before that, Woodley was lying on the ground in pain. Well, what a way to stamp your revenge. Yes, Semper looking for Woodley, flicked on.
Oh, that's a handball, I thought.
And Holder holds on to this chance in the end. And yeah, if you're abused for a handball, you're right.
I tell you what, James, if there ever was a call for VAR, it would be this game. That one looked like it was certainly handled in the box.
No, they're lucky. Score remains 2-0 as we enter the final 5 minutes of the first half. Yes, Che Benny just feel that they need something from him. It's well cut out. And it should be easy for the goalkeeper, Kevin Graham. Yes, Caesar. Oh, lost his footing. Lost possession to Bonval. Has he gotten past this man? He has been fouled and he will have an opportunity maybe for Che Benny to whip in something to give them some sort of hope going into the halftime.
Yeah, very unnecessary challenge there. Player going nowhere in terms of a threat. And just gave away a very, very easy free kick.
Well, he's got 6 yellow shirts inside of the area. Have struggled coping with the height of the Cunupia players. And again, headed away. Caesar can't get away. Maybe this time he can. Wow, that's a rugby type challenge from Punangaran. That would earn him a gift card courtesy referee Jassy McDonald. There we go. Yellow card for his trouble. It's good that he can still smile about it though, Brent Sancho.
I tell you, he was all intentions and all eyes on the ball. Certainly nothing malicious behind it. But he was late. And of course, when you're talking about heads clashing there and late arrival, the combination is never a good one.
Should be easy for Holder. Everybody seems to be as they were. That's Kieski and Daniel. Oh, he's done well. Man known as Killer, showing some of those skills. And this time he's dispossessed. Here's McPhee. Gets the attention of 3 black shirts, and they've done well. They've won it cleanly, says the referee. Well, Holder is still protesting that he was illegally challenged. Assistant referee very close to him, just a few meters away from him, decided that he saw nothing wrong. Getting back in the match is certainly what's going to be on his mind. And this man will be critical. He's got 4 senior international caps, 21 years old. Did play some club football in Argentina with Banfield Soccer Club. Well, can Bonval carve open something? Well, he's got to keep hold of possession first. Captain Thomas, Capitani Capitan. A tussle with Woodley. But they've got to learn you can't make him angry. We saw what happened the last time. They were rugged against him. Just 2 minutes will be added as full time has come to its expiry date. So 2 additional minutes. Che Benny and company to create something. That's good defending. It's been solid, Stephen Julian. A bit fortunate, Daniel. And this time he's cut out. Julian. Mensah. Well, that's good double teaming as Daniel wins it back.
He's offside.
And this time the flag spoils that bit of joy.
Should have held his line. Had no reason to leave that early. Allen enjoying the game so far, having a good spell. But I just thought that he could have been a bit more patient, James, in holding off his run a bit.
Inside the final minute of time added on. Is there to be some joy for Port of Spain? Or maybe the other way. Got Chevin Cesar with him.
That's a poor pass. That's a really poor pass.
Heavy pass. Oh, that's good. It's very good. Buenísimo, as they say in Spanish. Cesar offside, so he leaves it to run. Space opening up here. And, well, he couldn't find a black shirt in a crowd of yellow. Maybe the last chance of the half, opening up for Port of Spain. Just needs to get it inside the area. And, well, the referee has seen enough. And it's a half-time that brought joy to Cunupia fans in Central for the team from the capital. Well, they find themselves trailing by 2-0. First half summary.
Well, I think from a Cunupia perspective, of course, they'll be very happy with the 2-0 lead. And more importantly, they haven't played to their optimum best, one would suggest. They certainly seem to have a couple more gears in the locker. That man there is the difference, really, between the two teams. And is the reason why Cunupia is out front.
So Cunupia FC, 2 goals from Kevin Showtime Woodley take a 2-0 lead over AC Port of Spain. We take a break and we come back with first half highlights.
Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amante Del Cafe.
Well, it's a party atmosphere here in La Hoqueta. I can tell you which fans are celebrating. Just look at the caption on your screen. Cunupia FC leading 2-0 against AC Port of Spain. Let's take a look back at what unfolded in the first 45 minutes. Well, that man creating some early chances for AC Port of Spain as they took the bull by the horn. And then a bit of a fumble, and Kevin Woodley opened up a passageway for Chevin Caesar, leaning back and the gravity working against him on that occasion. Scores remaining goalless. And Keon Daniel threatening from the corner. And they would come close there. Somehow, some way that was kept out. But then from the other end, more chances opening up for Cunupia. The ball pinning around, but eventually finding its way to diving to Big Onion, Kevin Woodley. And that's goal number 7 for him in the competition. And then later on, Che Benny, he's been at the heart of everything good for Port of Spain, knocking on some doors. And later on, McPhee getting close with the header as they try to keep themselves alive in the competition. And Woodley, well, he was always a clear and present danger. Mensah, not so much, missing from close range. And Daniel picking the lock for Kevin Woodley, just back on the field. And nobody stopping that. Just as Holder, he couldn't hold it. That was 2-0. Clever 2 TNT internationals. And he just hit a bang. Chevin Caesar had a chance. And, well, his touch letting him down. And that's how the cookie crumbled. 2-0, Cunupia over AC Port of Spain. We take a break and come back.
Well, of course, when you look at the stats of the first half, it tells a story. 6 shots each by Cunupia and AC Port of Spain. 4 on target for Cunupia FC, 1 for AC Port of Spain. Equal in the fouls department. Yellow cards 0, red cards 0, of course. Offsides 2 to Cunupia FC. And corners, of course, 5-3, showing the offensive dominance that Cunupia FC has shown so far. 1 save apiece for AC Port of Spain and Cunupia FC.
So it's time to take a look back at some of the match week 4 highlights. And, well, exciting football played in this Ascension tournament. Ascension tournament highlights here in La Hoqueta. Police took on Real Westport, and this match promised to be a cracker. Westport in green against the grey of Police, and they would get some luck early on. The foul on Jem Gordon, and a penalty converted by Nanton Gabriel, and that put Police ahead in the 23rd minute of the match. Just a few minutes later, Nanton opening some doors. And when Freitas went down, it was another penalty just a few minutes later. Look who stepped up, Jabari Mitchell, in the 26th minute, and Police took a 2-0 lead. Was there any chances for Westport? Well, Cameron Purcell, he tried his luck. And from the corner, you get the right touch into the far corner. And 3-0 to Police in the 43rd minute. The centre-back enjoying that moment. More action. Opening up. Jabari Mitchell coming close, huffing and puffing. And on the other end, a chance. But then the big chance came, the deflected one off the post, and Jabari Mitchell said thank you as he gobbled up from close range. And that's how the cookie crumbled. Huffing and puffing. Chances saved. And, well, Fonset having a good night as Police coming away 3-1 winners. Well, Turbonex Rangers took on Central Soccer World, the first meeting of these teams in the competition. And the first chance, well, that really forced a big save from the goalkeeper. And then Kadeem Corbin would get the breakthrough in the 22nd minute, squeezing his shot past the goalkeeper. And that made it 1-0. Later on, Central Soccer World would get some fortune, and Camille Rivers, well, no fortune about that penalty. No one can get that. High into the top corner, and he made it 1-1. More chances opening up. Crossbars hit. Oohs and ahs. Saves. Before this happened, Atula Guerra laid on a platter for him, and the Trini Ronaldinho making it look easy. 2-1 in the 54th minute. And then when you give away balls like that to Isaiah Lee, he's going to hurt you. And that's exactly what he does, getting it past Suarez. And that made it 3-1. Suarez would be called into action time and time again, but he stood like a rock of Gibraltar. And then a giveaway. The goalkeeper, Centurion, the foul. And how about that for a save from Nicholas Dillon? But no stopping Camille Rivers. The fullback getting on the score sheet twice. 3-2, close contest. But then the man of the match, Daniel David, would get the redemption in the 80th minute. Just 1 minute later, that made it 4-2. Centurion was called into action later on. But yeah, frustration was the portion of Central Soccer World. But there's also action this weekend at the police barracks. Deportivo Point Fortin versus Central FC. And when the action commenced, Nathaniel Garcia, brother of Levi Garcia, opening the scoring. What a goal that was from him. And then later on, that's a foul, nasty. The referee said he's having none of that. And then from close range, Deportivo would get an equalizer, Luke Phillip. In fact, the second goal made it 2-0. More rough play. Big boy action at the police barracks as 2-0 was the final score. Maruga, winless, came up rather against Cunupia FC. Rodfin Harris in charge of this one. And well, force the goalkeeper into some Spider-Man action. And then this man, they can't keep a good scorer down. Kevin Showtime Woodley getting on the score sheet in the 39th minute. Made it 1-0. Oh, that's sure to hurt. That as well. Maruga struggled, and when Showtime got the hand appeal, he got a penalty. And well, he doesn't miss, especially from that range. And he made it 2-0. More action. Gesticulations, and Cunupia FC getting the 2-0 win over Maruga FC. Arima also opened up with some action. Defense force against EC Port of Spain, and the Tetron boys on the score sheet early. National striker Rayon Moore getting on the mark in the 16th minute. He made it 1-0. And then more action. And more goals maybe, unselfish this time. And Jamil Boatswing, another TNT international, in the 21st minute, made it 2-0 to the defense force. And they would come knocking. There were some big misses, and it would come back to haunt them. A foul, and Che Benny, futsal star, hitting the mark from close range from the penalty, and he made it 2-1. The rains came, but no more goals, as 2-1 was the final bit of action in that match. Defense Force winning over AC Port of Spain.
Lasso Freight Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Or out fishing with the boys. one DDI experience with friends.
Lots of work to be done for FC Port of Spain to find themselves trailing by 2-0 to that team on the field. Cunupia FC.
Boat repair, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. Lasso Maritime Limited.
Certainly a
The
lot to do in the
best
second half
in
for
marina services.
AC Port of Spain.
Life's
The
better
difference
on a
really has
boat.
been, James, that man Kevon Showtime Woodley. I'm very sure he's not going to swap colours and go for AC Port of Spain in the second half. But I think certainly for AC Port of Spain, the quality has to be a little bit better in the attacking third. We've seen flashes from Che Benny, and of course line-breaking runs by Punanjanon. A little bit of skill here and there by McPhee. But the collective, James, hasn't been good enough from AC Port of Spain. I think that's what's missing really for them. The collective good, the collective quality has just not been good enough.
Certainly, Cunupia has
The
played some
situation we have
beautiful
here
football
is that these characters,
and
I refer to them as
got some
pests,
beautiful goals
right?
as well.
What they are doing is destroying our country.
Let's
But not on my
to
watch.
ponder
No
for Port of
street,
Spain. How do
no
they get
turf,
themselves back
no
in this
block
match?
shall
Can they
belong
find
to
them?
these
Can they find a way?
cockroaches, right? It's no longer
Well,
business as usual.
they've
Happy hour
seen
is over.
patches of the
If they
game
don't
where,
get God,
particularly in the middle of the park, they were quite good. They've won the ball. They've been, of course, playing on the front foot. But again, I just think that they've let themselves down with some of the decision making, whether to shoot, whether to pass. And of course, that has been the difference really for AC Port of Spain and why they trail right now by 2-0.
There's Kyle Ugaro, the former Northeast Stars youth player with the Ascension Angels.
Pests
And,
bothering you?
well, the team's
Call
warming up. Don't
Terminix
forget,
at
from 8 p.m. we've got
672-5007 or
Deportivo Point Fortin.
672-0040.
They're going to be coming up against the home team, Terminix La Hocketa Rangers. Cunupia FC with a 2-goal advantage. Should they go more of the same or maybe be a bit more conservative?
Well, of course, you would suggest that what they did in the first half may be enough to take them over the line. I think tactically, they would want to set up the same way. They started in a mid-block. They may even try to congest the middle of the park even a bit more as well. But overall, it hasn't been bad for Cunupia. Certainly, at a spur of a moment, that man, Kevon Showtime Woodley, could come to action. But they've bent, James, but they haven't broken.
Well, there will be a change for Cunupia FC. Delon Jagasa will come in for Aquilon Murphy. It's initially part of the initial starting lineup, but did start on the bench eventually. A late change, but he has come in. He will come in fact, as the teams finally make their way back onto the field. 45 minutes to play. 45 minutes that the fans hope will be scintillating football action here at the La Hocketa Recreation Ground. And there's your star man, the number 19, the captain for Cunupia FC. 8 goals in the competition, scored 2 so far in this match. Scored 2 in the previous match, and he got a hat-trick before that. Referee Jassy McDonald will lead his contingent out. For these guys, lots to ponder. A halftime team talk from the coach would still be resonating in their head.
Well, you just feel if they start throwing numbers forward, James, it is going to leave them a bit exposed at the back, especially with the kind of form that Woodley's in. And you must mention as well the passing range of Keon Daniel, of course, unlocking the doors for Woodley in the second goal. And Allen has been very industrious. So as much as AC Port of Spain needs a bit more moving forward, and also, of course, maybe need to throw some more numbers going forward, they have to be very, very cautious of leaving the back door unlocked.
Lots of work for him and his team. Well, the second half will present all of the magic that football games and the Ascension tournament has provided. We certainly hope it's a cracker. Jassy McDonald, he seems ready. Decent game from the referee so far. And 45 minutes will present to us the winner of this match. And as it stands, Cunupia FC, they're ahead in that race, 2-0. So it's an early throw for the capital team, AC Port of Spain. And it's a corner. Che Benny has looked really good from set pieces. His job is to find one of those yellow shirts in the area. Oh, that's hoofed away. Not very far. As Port of Spain hold on to possession. And that's a bit of hope and prayer, according to Mavado. Just not hitting the mark this time. They need them to be on target if they are to overturn this deficit. Not this time though, from the Port of Spain FC player, Nikel Stevens.
Look like a hybrid of a cross and a shot, if that's possible.
Oh, this one is well intercepted. Oh, that's one that will go in the direction of AC Port of Spain. So another change for AC Port of Spain. Shaquille Edwards is out and Isaiah McLean has come in. So both teams opting to make early second half changes. Yes, Keon Daniel. Thomas, the captain. Oh, they've done well to evade the pressure as they try to push into space. Can't get past the defender. That's good defending from Kadeem Graham. And it's away with Sean Daniel. His fellow Tobagonian, Chavin Caesar.
It's a good, oh, wow.
Showtime was almost away. Well cut out. From the yard of space. Can he pick out a good cross? Not this time. Graham using all of his experience to get there ahead of the attacker. Oh, not a very good clearance from Graham. But Showtime trying to pull out the party tricks. The party pooper on that occasion. Does have a lot of tricks, Woodley. So we'll see some more as the game progresses. Yes, Spoon Angeron. Kareem Eastman. Just trying to stretch the field at the moment and to find gaps. And just got his reception signal cross there as kept possession back to Cunupia. Well, they went in search of Woodley and was well cut out. Well, this could open up for Trevin Caesar. And, well, just hasn't been finding the end quality, the man from Lambo Tobago. Keon Daniel. And, well, tried to get the return pass to Caesar. Had his passing lane cut out, and he just gave away possession. Well, the game has lost a bit of its passing quality early in the second half. That man has already seen 2 goals fly past him. He's done well to get out of that pressure. And away they come. But Showtime intercepts.
And that's what you want to see from your lead goal scorer, from your captain, leading from up top. He's put in quite a shift defensively. He talked about, of course, scoring the second goal, and as you rightfully mentioned, James, he's on the floor riding in pain from throwing his body in front of a shot that was going on target for AC Port of Spain. If that's not leadership, I'm not sure what is.
He's taking good care of himself. 35 years old, Kevin Woodley. Yet still he has the energy of a teenager.
Must be the salt water in Tobago, James. I think I've found my retirement spot, Tobago.
El Dorado.
Fountain of Youth somewhere there.
Well, they just can't seem to get out of their own half at the moment, Port of Spain. At least without giving possession back to Cunupia. Caesar, Keon Daniel, that's good strength from Daniel, and a good pass as well, could open doors.
Oh, I tell you what.
Well, the tackle seemed two-footed, but well, referee McDonnell never bat an eye, and he looks as nonchalant as ever. It's a fair game, I suppose. Yes, Kevin Woodley. So far, he has been the star of the show. His 2 goals have Cunupia leading. There could be more opening up. Daniel. This time it's magic feet, not getting him past the defender. And a chase could be on the other end.
That's a foul.
So AC Port of Spain, well, they finally get into a dangerous position. Just might hear the sound of an airplane passing by. We're very close to the Piarco International Airport.
There it is again there, James. Look like an Airbus, a 747 type of challenge here. Certainly flying into his opponent.
Can this man, Che Benny, inspire his team to get on the score sheet?
Oh,
Well, he
that's
has.
it.
It found a hole just where it was needed. And you do need inspiration from your most senior players, and Che Benny certainly provided that, as AC Port of Spain have found their way back on the score sheet, just as the doctor ordered.
Well, wasn't it one of his best efforts, but it was certainly, seemingly, of course, assisted by, I would suggest, a combination of calamity. I'm not sure if he was missighted there, Graham, but or if a touch may have happened from a defender in front of him, but it certainly now brought this game back to life for AC Port of Spain.
Well, who said it's difficult for the camel to tread the eye of a needle? Didn't see that shot.
That's a good ball there across the face of the goal. And again, the pendulum is swinging here, James.
Yeah, certainly an exploratory ball. Fortunately, couldn't find any contact that it needed, but it certainly probed and asked questions of the defense. Some might even ask questions of him, Kevin Graham, about that last goal. So after 10 minutes of second half action, AC Port of Spain are right back in it. Can they get more? Well, more attention might be needed here. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's back on his feet. Kadeem Graham certainly asking questions of the official. He seems to think that he was wronged somewhere in the process. Referee McDonald, of course, sharing a different opinion altogether. Well, more changes are being lined up. And the Cunupia will hope to change things up. And Rolf Felix would make his way onto the field. And so too will Josiah Daniel, who will replace Chevin Caesar. So Kwesi Allen has come out and Rolf Felix has gone in. And Chevin Caesar has seen the end of his evening as Josiah Daniel comes in. So they've gone for more offensive options.
Looks like a like-for-like change, really, James. I think they may have felt they were giving up a lot of real estate to AC Port of Spain, who duly obliged and have brought themselves back into it. And certainly have their tails up. So I think that change really is possibly stymie the attacks that have been coming out from the AC Port of Spain.
Well, in search of some more insurance. Easily cut out by Port of Spain. Oh, that's a dangerous pass in a bad area. And he's a bit fortunate.
Very fortunate, James. I wondered what was the reason behind such a dangerous pass.
Did well to get his body in front of the encroaching attacker. Or else we might have been talking about a different story altogether. Spoon Angeron. Oh, that's clever. Che Benny. And well, had to be taken down. Did have open a large chunk of space in the middle of the park there. Well, it was from a set piece that they got themselves back in the contest. Can a set piece do it again? Here comes Che Benny.
That's a good ball.
And Graham had to be alert, and alert he was. It's a throw. Well, they're certainly asking questions now, AC Port of Spain. Can they find solutions? Looking to stretch the field. Oh, he's lost it in a bad area, and the break could be on now for Cunupia. Got bodies piling forward. Couldn't find the important one of the captain, Woodley. So we're just approaching the hour mark in this match. 2-1, Cunupia FC lead AC Port of Spain. 30 minutes to go. And I dare say that we might not see the end of this match so far. Still a lot of football to be played. More opportunities perhaps will be carved out in this match.
Well, it's been interesting looking into this second half. We talked a little bit of what AC Port of Spain needs to do to get back into it. I think a lot of it is down to what Cunupia FC hasn't been doing. And they've certainly dropped the intensity that we saw in the first half. and they've allowed AC Port of Spain, more importantly, a lot of real estate and a lot of time on the football. And it has really changed the course of this one so far.
Keon Daniel, the former TNT international, take the set piece while swung in. And he will have another opportunity from a corner. So it's wrong 2 for Daniel. He's a well-known set-piece specialist. Has scored quite a few free kicks and set pieces in his career. Can he pick out a black shirt? Too long for anybody this time. Oh, that's good defending. No room in the end to get a cross in.
If you look at the way Cunupia FC is set up, they're still throwing a lot of numbers forward, despite the fact that they're up 2-1. Thought they would have tried to solidify things a little bit more, maybe add an extra body or two in the middle of the park, but they've gone for an offensive, aggressive approach.
Well, they'll have to defend here. And, well, final touch, too long in the end. And Graham will be the sigh of relief. Perhaps they're still not comfortable looking for that insurance item, Cunupia. Well, that's a substitute. He's coming, Josiah Daniel. Expectation is that he can find them that bit of insurance. There's Punganga on. Too long, maybe. Should be easy for Graham.
Wasn't a bad idea. I think the execution let him down just slightly. He's had a solid game in the middle of the park for AC Port of Spain. Punanjanon. Both him and Che Benny has combined quite well.
Well, he did make his national cap. Terry Phoenix, national football team. Well, a chance could open up here.
That's good skill. Excellent skill.
Well. Almost cheekily snuck in at the first post. Holder held on. Four appearances for the player in Trinidad and Tobago colours, Punangarana. He's back home now. Did have a spell in Argentina. Some would have hoped that he might have stayed there longer, but he's back here in Trinidad and Tobago looking to reset his football career. Still a very young guy. Just like that man, Che Benny. Well, Benny does come from some good footballing stock in Trinidad and Tobago. His cousin, Marvin Joseph, former national youth player, professional player. Also Lorne Joseph, family to him. While his uncle, famously known as Sheriff Lobo.
Yeah. Lobo of Belmont. Couple streets down from me.
Yeah, you grew up in Belmont, didn't you?
Yeah, right down the street. And of course, that man who's doing so well in India as well.
Marcus Joseph.
Marcus Joseph, part of the bloodline.
Did score yesterday, Marcus Joseph. I think 11 goals so far this season for Marcus Joseph playing in India.
Certainly a talented bloodline, as we can see Woodley there. It's just a dangerous high booth by Keon. Of course, Woodley milking every minute of it. Certainly going to try and will his team over the line. You do feel, however, James, that he's going to have a say somehow or somewhere.
He always does. Well, space has opened up here for Port of Spain. And, wow, it's unfortunate there. One just bobbled up. Here is Kevon Woodley. Well, he's gone past the one. That's good defending. A toe taking it away from him. Very open look about this game at the moment. Oh, happy found some space here.
Oh.
Just the wrong decision, maybe. Allowed it to run across his body when perhaps he had taken it. Would have had some space to get up a shot.
It was a glorious pass there. Just needed McPhee to have a touch and probably place it into the back of the net. Instead, the ball trickled over his leg. That's a big chance there for AC Port of Spain. And he went a begging.
When your chances are few, you've got to make the use of every opportunity. Not this time from McPhee and company. Well, we could be looking at some more changes. Lots of activity happening on the sidelines for AC Port of Spain. Maybe changes in the scoreline as Woodley tries to get rid of the attention around him. Not successful this time. Oh, this could fall nicely here. Good defending, sending the attacker out wide. Well, they're opening up some space now.
That's not the right choice.
Yeah, quality just lacking in the final product there from Sadil McLean. Oh, just as suggested, changes are afoot. And in comes Elijah Nunes and out goes Kareem Eastman. So Kareem Eastman sees the end of his evening. And Nickel Stevens will say au revoir. And in comes Jabari Raphael. So 2 changes for AC Port of Spain.
Looks like a tactical move. James, they've gone to a 3-back system. Of course, meaning that they're now going with 2 up front.
Well, the substitute can't get involved early. Graham just running out of space. And it's back with Port of Spain. Momentum is shifting somewhat. But he can't whip them across the park, can he? That's a good pass from
Good touch.
Angeron, a good touch as well. Woodley. And didn't do enough to keep it in. Just a shift in momentum in the match so far. DC Port of Spain perhaps enjoying the better fluency of the teams at the moment.
Well, they're certainly given the space to do it. They've dropped very deep, Cunupia FC. They've almost gone into putting up a black wall in front of the 18-yard box.
Oh, this is good. Can he keep it in though? He has. Shea Benny. He's got the attention of Woodley, who is defending just at the edge of his area. Just to highlight the point made by Brent Sancho. How deep they're defending.
Like that. Yes.
No, can they push forward now? Is Daniel. Can't get past the defender. Don't forget, our second match features Terminex La Hocketa Rangers against Deportivo Point Fortin. 20 minutes remaining in this one. Chance could open up here, and well, might have been seeing things. I'm not quite sure who he was aiming at. There's nobody inside the area.
Oh, that's late.
That's
That's
heavy.
naughty.
Wow, he's been a good boy for Cunupia. Well, in this instant, he goes to the naughty corner and gets still just rewarded a yellow card from the referee.
Well, it was a very, very late challenge here. I tell you, he's lucky that it was not an extra color outside of the yellow. And you are a bit worried if you are a Cunupia FC fan, if you're seeing Kevin Woodley making challenges in his own half. That's not where you want him. You want him high up the park. And again, I say, they're dropping very, very deep. Still a lot of time in this one, James, and if they are dropping that deep so early, it never turns out well, does it really? A bit of handbags there in the field, argy-bargy.
Oh, they'll be hoping it turns out well for Cedile McLean, who is still receiving treatment. And Atula Guerra, he'd be hoping to make a mark later on for Terminex Rangers. Oh, lots to see by both teams. And good sign that man McLean is back on his feet. Did take a while, took a rest after a heavy challenge.
Well, the referee is having a bit of a deep, I guess, search as to who the protagonist in the little flare up that we saw a little while ago.
Yeah, Graham has been going at it all evening, and Isaiah McLean, perhaps related to the other McLean, saying, hey guys, gotta play fair. Yes, Benny.
Good ball.
Away by Woodley, who's found himself doing a lot of defending in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm certainly not a fan of how deep Cunupia is dropping, James. I still think that there's a lot of time left in this one.
Oh, this is good. And well, just too high to trouble Graham, but certainly ringing some alarm bells. And it's that man McPhee getting on the end of it. Well, Graham is saying he always had it covered. We approach the final 15 minutes of the match. Is there to be more drama? Maybe here. And Holder is quick. Daniel. Yes, Benny with key on Daniel. And wow, the referee is saying, "Your big boys, deal with it." Che Benny's not happy. Here, Daniel looks like, well, it says as calm as you'd like. Just came off a reef tour. Well, the invention was nice, but the run was offside.
I think this is where the experience of the likes of Daniel and Woodley in particular, in terms of match management and assuring that AC Port of Spain doesn't catch any sparks that could turn into flames. This is where they have to be. This is where they have to be good, James. Ball retention, and that's not good enough. They've spent some time defending. They need to possess it a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, the ground is certainly filling up. And, well, the fans who've been here early have witnessed 3 goals. There's a sighting of Ross Russell to the left of your picture in the blue t-shirt, together with Curtis Gonzalez. Ross Russell, of course, the TNT former international goalkeeper and father of Ross Russell Jr., who plays with Terminix Larkita Rangers. One of my heroes, I can tell you, growing up as a young goalkeeper. And, well, they've been entertained, haven't they?
The cross-section of food and beverage, good entertainment. And, of course, there's this beautiful thing on the green pitch called football. Can't go wrong here in La Hoqueta. Good value for money. Place to be on a Friday night.
He's been hustled, but he kept possession well. McPhee gets a head on it.
That was late, James.
Yeah, and we have seen some rough challenges, and some might say that AC Port of Spain might have come out worse than the end of many of them. It is smaller in terms of size of the players. Certainly felt the brunt of some of Cunupia's adrenaline.
Yeah, I like that. Time it.
Now he's a big boy.
It's always 4. Come on, guys. Come on.
Well, here's the captain, Cian Thomas. And they have won a corner. But I just feel that Shea Benny gets closer and closer with every kick that he takes. Ross Russell, former TNT international goalkeeper. Curtis Gonzalez in the red. And this stays alive for Port of Spain. Can they get a shot? And wow, Showtime just happened to be in the way of that one.
There are some appeals to handball as well, James.
They're living dangerously. And they're coming closer. They're creating the danger.
Well, we know what happened the last time he blocked a shot. He went up in the other end and scored. Good control there. And then a blast there. Seems like it came off the hand. Can likeness strike twice?
Oh, here we go. Woodley sending Kian Daniel on a run. He's got options. Can he pick it out? Oh, just cut out. That's good defending. Maybe some might feel the pass could have come a bit earlier. He's unhappy. Perhaps felt that he was left all alone with 3 Cunupia players. It's a corner, which Kian Daniel will take his time to put in position. Has been around Kian Daniel, played with the Philadelphia Union in the MLS, Puerto Rico Islanders in the USL, as well as having a stint in Poland. 57 caps for the senior national team.
It's a good ball.
Oh, found Woodley. This time not hitting the mark, and this time it's somehow kept out. And wow, Holder just knows it came to him eventually, but knew nothing about it earlier. Could there be more chances for Cunupia? Oh, he's found some space for himself. A good service needed.
He's got to deliver. He's got to deliver there, James. He's created enough space to get the ball into the box. I'm not sure what that extra Chop was here. It is again the corner kick. Woodley originally a bit of ping pong in the middle of the box. Jagasaw with the shot. That could have easily ended up in the back of the net. They've really struggled tonight, AC Port of Spain, with corners and set plays coming into the box.
They certainly have. Fortunate to have a bit of traffic in between the goalkeeper and that shot. Well, it's opened up here. Is that a handball? No. Here's Daniel. Can he get some space? Oh, that's good defending from Nunes. Substitute to substitute. He is kept alive though. Deflected off his own player.
Oh, that's late. That is late.
And it's from behind as well. So more greeting cards will be handed out of the yellow variety. Here you go. Thank you for coming.
It's a very late tackle from behind there. I've always said to my forwards, leave the tackling to defenders. And Woodley, of course, have shown that. As well as that man there, Daniel.
Two attackers.
Two attackers, 2 yellow cards, 2 bad challenges.
Yes, Keon Daniel in search of some insurance for Cunupia FC.
That's experience playing.
Yeah, running the clock down. Well, he looks a bit winded. Pungangaran, he's been a hard-working servant for Port of Spain.
Yeah, he's certainly putting a shift. Both sides of the coin. Offensively and defensively.
Well, Daniel is certainly going to take his time here. Well, the race is on to the other end, and
that's a good tackle.
Very good defending. He's been good all evening. Oh, that's
good
clever.
Skill.
Shot opening up, and well, he just tossed his body on the line. Still open.
That's
that's a hat trick.
That is different class.
Wow. I tell you, you don't learn those things in school, but it is certainly class of the highest variety. And Kevin Showtime Woodley, like he did 2 weeks earlier, he's gotten another hat trick, and it has hurt AC Port of Spain. 3-1.
Well, you talk about making a statement when it matters, and that man there pushing up 3 fingers to account for the 3 goals that he's had here tonight. That is just a different level. Great composure and an excellent finish there. And of course,
well, he certainly has gotten our Sportsmax app moment. Kevin Woodley, the second. Good shot opening up, good awareness from Woodley, and look at that. Good technique at the end of it all. He's got the gun fingers up, but it's his boot that did the talking tonight. 3 goals. That one, number 3.
I think that's the pick of the 3 for me, James. I don't think our viewers understand the difficulty that comes with that type of skill. Glides it into the net. I know I've mentioned passingly about his possible national team selection, but I am going to make a firm statement and believe that he should be part of it. That was an absolute peach of a goal. 35-0. Age is nothing but a number, James.
Well, that statement has been proven fact by Woodley. Oh, yeah, it's the skill, the party tricks. Kevin Woodley. He's turning them up now.
Is it too late to change our Sportsmax app moment? That was a thing of beauty there.
Wow, Nunes showed some skill of his own. Not to be upended. Well, Port of Spain seem to think they're still alive, and well, this time their party was ended early. Kudos to them for not giving up. certainly seem to have the stuffing knocked out of them after the third goal from Woodley. Prior to that, they seemed very much in the match.
He's an entertainer, isn't he? Kevin Showtime Woodley. That's what people pay big bucks to come and see.
Well, I do remember he played in the inaugural beach soccer, domestic beach soccer competition, an international beach soccer competition. You were captain of that team, Brent Sancho.
Yes. We were very fortunate to have Woodley in our team. The main reason why we won the tournament. Of course, we had James as well as part of the team.
Yeah,
I think we were just viewers in the Woodley show.
Yeah,
In
certainly.
the beach soccer. As we see, take another look there. Daniel kicking very late through on his man there. But at 35 years young and still showing the type of goal-scoring prowess that he is, you really have to take the hat off to the man. And of course, in the same time, putting in a show, tricks, flicks, and all that comes with it.
Well, that rabbit was wrong when he said tricks are for kids. He's got lots of them.
What he has been is decisive, and that's where you have to give the man credit. He has won football games for his team. Tonight, the difference in the two teams is that man, Kevin Showtime Woodley. He's been the difference. Not just the fact that he scored those 3 goals, but the fact that he's been able to do it. The goals are of the highest measure, and you really have to give him all the plaudits.
No arguments there. A man from Tobago. Tobago certainly has produced a plethora of top talent that has represented the national team. We saw Chevin Caesar earlier on. Keon Daniel, also coming from the sister isle. And of course, the most famous export, Dwight Eversley York, man from Bon Accord. Well, there's a chance to perhaps get some more. Yes, Keon Daniel just called his name. Couldn't find Woodley that time. Think of Tobago, you also think of the current national captain, Karen Forbes, and goalkeeper Kamika Forbes in the women's team.
Of course, Sid Gray out of Roxborough.
Yeah, World Cup player. And he fashioned something here. Yes, Jay Benny.
Oh, I tell you.
It's gone to ground, and well, he's furious that no whistle came. Thought he did enough there, Jay Benny. Not enough on that chance. I tell you, growing popularity. I think it was at the CONCACAF futsal tournament where he scored a goal from the opposite end of the field, Jay Benny.
He's shown some touches here tonight. Certainly been the pick of the litter as it comes to AZ Port of Spain. Eventually threads through here. Is there a tug? Ever so slight, James. Ever so slight. I think our referee, Jassy, may have gotten that one correct. Seems like he was always going down.
Into the final minute of regulation time. Did well there, Woodley. Kept it alive. Finding Daniel. Daniel to Daniel.
Oh, wrong decision. He could have gone the other way.
Woodley, this
That's a
time,
good ball.
tried to be a service provider. But I just feel as if the writing is on the wall for AC Port of Spain. Yet to get 3 points in this competition.
Well, they've scored at the right time, haven't they? In the first half when AC Port of Spain was certainly showing signs of getting back into the game. of course, they scored. And then in the second half, again, James, when AC Port of Spain seemed to be getting into things, looking like they can get an equalizer, that man, Kevin Showtime Woodley, showed up again. It's hard to dispute that he is our man of the match. Might even go into a debate. You normally have a better eye than I do.
Yeah, no debates there. Well, they'll make a change because they've got 5 additional minutes. Malik Myers comes out and Charles comes in. Saeed Charles. He's got less than 5 minutes to be a hometown hero, if you were. It's going to be a tough ask, though. Benny. That one is cut out. Here's Woodley. Clever touch from Woodley. Oh, that's clever. It's from Daniel. Space opening up now, and this time the official's flag signals offside. Can they still make something happen? Yellow shirts certainly haven't lost that belief. Can they find the quality? Maybe here. Oh,
it's good skill.
That's good. Well cut out. Maybe this time. And well, it was certainly worth the effort. The execution, however, not as good as the initial thought in his mind.
And that's really been the difference tonight, hasn't it? The execution on the other end, the Cunupia end, has been better. And that's why they're 3-1 up. And it's really down to that man.
Yes, G. Benny. Boys almost picked the lock and just floated over the head of the player on the far side, Jabari Raphael. Just summed up the evening for the capital team.
Yeah, and I think when Coach Walt Noriega looks back at this one, his team collectively just didn't have the quality at the end, and I think that's the difference. They've found themselves in good situations, they've played themselves into some good situations, but they just didn't have that end product that would have seen them over the line.
A young club, Walt Noriega taking over the head coach role. Of course, Gilbert Bato, father of national captain Sheldon Bato, also part of the technical staff. And you might notice that one face missing, Keith Jeffries, of course, who has moved on to coach Turks and Caicos. He's been recently named as the head coach of the Turks and Caicos national team. So they've got some quality in the dugout, and it's a young group of players. Keith Jeffries missing from this match. He's been part of the Cunupia dugout so far in this tournament, but he's moved on to greener pastures. Into the final minute of time added on, and Keon Daniel could be away. Is he legal? Wow, this should be easy for the substitute Josiah Daniel. And well, you got many examples earlier from Kevin Showtime Woodley, and the student, well, he gets a high five from the master as he puts the game out of reach. 4-1 to Cunupia.
Yeah, this was just the icing on the cake. How unselfish is that by the veteran Keon Daniel? Of course, giving it to his namesake, Josiah Daniel. Maybe a family affair, doesn't matter anyway. 4-1 to Cunupia FC, and you would have to suggest, James, that's all she wrote.
Yep, can't see her, but I'm sure a fat lady is singing somewhere. Or maybe it isn't over. Maybe there could be more drama. Kunangaron. Here's the singing of the referee's whistle to signal the end of what has been an entertaining match. A high-tempered one, but certainly not lacking in entertainment. 5 goals scored in front of the fans in La Hoqueta. Unfortunately for the team in yellow, that man was responsible for 3 of them. Kevon Showtime Woodley getting a hat-trick, taking his tournament tally to 9 after 5 matches, certainly making a claim for national selection. But at the end of an entertaining evening, it is Cunupia FC who walk away 4-1 winners over AC Port of Spain. Very soon we will have the match highlights, and we will hear from the coaches and our star player or man of the match. Don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock, we've got Terminex Rangers against Deportivo. Che Benny did come early, first chance. And then Cunupia FC, they huffed and puffed. Woodley picking up on the mistake from Holder, but Kevin Caesar couldn't capitalize. They would show better quality later on. Keon Daniel, this one into the area, and coming very close. Holder had to be good, so to the upright. And from the opposite end, this is where the goal developed, kept alive, and who's there? Showtime Woodley. And that was the first of his 3 on the evening. On the opposite end, Che Benny tried to make some magic happen on his own. Not to be on that occasion. And on the opposite end, McPhee. He knocked. No one would let him in as that one flew wide. Still 1-0. When Showtime got involved, and Mensah had an opportunity to be a goal scorer. Central defender, Ghanaian, not hitting the mark. And then Daniel. Clever ball into Woodley. You don't expect him to miss from there. Oh, so sweet, the joy of that ball hitting the net. But how was that pass from Daniel? Influential in this match. And this is the influencer himself, Woodley. 2-1. Kevin Caesar had a chance to get on the score sheet around the goalkeeper, but not around the defender. Half-time, it remained 2-1 until Che Benny did that. Parted the Black Sea, found the way past Graham, and he put them back in the match, making it 2-1. Was here to be more from the former St. Anthony's man. Kunangaron, a national talent, couldn't get away past Graham. And some pinball, and Graham in the end, or Holder in the end, just happy that it ends up in his hand. And then the moments of pure quality, or Sportsmax app moment, Showtime Woodley. Certainly pulling out the party tricks with quality. Quality strike from him, getting his hat trick. Good awareness, and well, just downright good technique from Woodley. That's number 3 for him, 3-1. And then Murder She Wrote, Keon Daniel, setting it on a plate for his namesake, Josiah Daniel. As easy as you'd like. The easiest goal you're ever going to get. And he made it 4-1. And an uncomfortable evening came to an end for AC Port of Spain, losing 4-1 to Cunupia FC. Brent Sancho is standing by with that man who scored 3 goals, Kevon Woodley.
Well, I'm joined here by the MVP of today's game, Kevon Showtime Woodley. Kevon, another hat-trick. A hat-trick last week, a hat-trick this week. 35 years of young. How do you feel?
Yeah, well, you know, 35 years old, out in Europe, you know, 35 years old. Daniel Alves, also Cristiano Ronaldo score goals. So the age don't matter, but
certainly age doesn't matter. 3 goals. And then how important is tonight's victory for your team? And of course, your chances of catching leaders. Now you have leapfrog, of course, Terminex La Hoqueta Rangers. How good the result tonight is for your chances of winning the title?
Yeah, well, tonight the leading team also playing tonight. So we play the first game. So the first game, we put a little pressure on the team. So we go on top of them. So it's a plus to we. It's up to them now to get a 3 points now. We did the work already.
Well, of course, handing over the trophy for you for MVP, man of the match.
Yeah, man.
And as well, Kevin Woodley is our Campari Player of the Week. $500 to the good. Kevin Woodley, of course, tremendous, of course, performance today. And congratulations, Kevin Woodley, on your performance. Of course, I'm now joined by AC Port of Spain head coach Bato. Of course, Coach Bato, disappointing result?
Somewhat. Credit to the Cunupia team, they played well. I think everybody know that goals win matches, and I think we gave away a few chances at the goal and then some unforced errors.
Well, the score went to 2-1. You felt that AC Port of Spain was in the ascendancy. And of course, that man, Kevin Showtime Woodley, showed up and put the game out of reach. Where do you think things went wrong for your team in the second half?
I think in the second half, we didn't stick to the game plan. We didn't have a bad first half. And we were supposed to build on that going into the second half, but it didn't happen. And that is how we should put it. That's sports on the whole.
Well, of course, unfortunate result tonight, but best of luck in the rest of the tournament and for you and your chances.
Thank you very much.
Pass it back over to James.
Who got our Campari man of the match, $500. And, well, wonder what he'll be spending that tonight. Maybe celebrating somewhere. And the end of the tournament, if he can keep up that form, he might just be the Campari man of the tournament who will walk away with $5,000. So we thank our Campari for giving it up to them. So coming up, we've got Terminex Lockers Rangers. They're going to be coming up against Deportivo Point Fortin. We take a pause, and when we come back, more football action. 4-0, 4-1, Cunupia FC over AC Port of Spain.